What's good? Trey Morgan coming to you with a quick video on how often should you text or call a woman. Alright? So what I want to start with is right when you pick up a woman, so right when you get her phone number, right? You just met a new woman, you find her attractive, you got her phone number. You know, one of the questions is, when should you text her? When should you call her? Right? And then you have some people who say the 3-day rule, have some people who say text her right away. I recommend that you text her or call her within 24 hours of getting her number. So it can be right away, it can be within an hour or so, it can be the next day, but it shouldn't go past 24 hours because you gotta remember, if she's attractive, she has a life, like she has stuff that's happening in her life that will distract her, and you can become, just something that just happened, one day and she already forgot about you. Like that can happen. Even if you have a really good interaction, that can happen. So it's best to strike the iron while it's hot, meaning, while you're still fresh in her mind, hit her up. And the whole point of texting or calling her is just to set up a date. It's not to have another conversation. It's not to impress her. It's not to game her. It's just to set up a date so you can see her and, have a good ass date. You know what I mean? Communicate your value and show her that you are a great guy and that you can increase her quality of life. All right? Now, second part to this is once you go on a date and then you get to a point where you're both cool, whether you become friends with benefits or start dating seriously or whatever, you want to know, okay, how many times should I call or text her, like on a regular? Like, should you call her every day? Should you text her every day? And I say you don't want to come off as needy. So in order to avoid that, you should probably text or call her maybe 3 times a week at the most. And then when I say that, I mean you initiating the text or you initiating the call. And to be honest, a lot of times for me, I'm usually only texting or calling a woman if I'm trying to meet up, most of the time. If I'm not trying to meet up, then maybe I'll just say, hey, how's your day going, or something like that. Or if something, once you interact with her and you go on dates and stuff, you'll find out what she likes and what she's interested in. If something happens that I know she'd be interested in, I'll text her about it or call her about it. But I'm not over here like, oh, I gotta call her every day, or oh, I gotta text her every day. Only if you have some value to communicate to her, then you should text her. And like I said, it doesn't need to be every day, because you don't want to come off as needy. You know what I mean? You don't want to scare her away, like, oh, this guy is like he's, he can't live without me. He always has to text me, always has to call me. Like, you don't want that. You want her to feel like you're doing your thing, like you got your own life that you're living and you're just handling your business, but at the same time you still hit her up now and then, what I mean, like 3 times a week, to show that you actually care, what I mean. But like I said, you don't want to come off as needy, so it doesn't need to be 5-7 days a week, always hitting her up. Now, you could end up texting or calling her more than 2 to 3 times a week, but you shouldn't be the one initiating all of those. So like I said, 2 to 3 times you can initiate it, but after that, if you end up texting or calling her more than 2 or 3 times per week, it should be because she initiated it, because she texted you, she called you first, and then you're now responding to that. Okay, so that's my advice on when should you call a woman, or how often should you call a woman. All right, see you in the next video. Peace.